We are now live.
Live on Insta.
Live on Facebook.
Yes.
Technology, isn't it clever, everyone?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Obviously, I'm Dave from Up the Garden Bath. You all know that.
I'm Kez from Up the Garden Bath.
And I'm MBB from the Allama Iqbal Centre.
So we are here at the Allama Iqbal Centre on Cromwell Road today. It's Gardening Club Wednesday. It is a little bit quiet, so we're going to take this opportunity just to have a little chat, aren't we, Chelsea?
We are.
Yeah?
Yes.
We don't ever really get a chance to slow down and just reflect and, you know, shoot the breeze, as they say, do they?
Shoot the breeze.
Shoot the breeze. Before we start, though, I am going to do that. Sorry, everyone. We are in the middle of a public voting campaign for the National Lottery and the People's Project. We potentially can win £70,000. Please vote for us. Voting closes next Friday at midday. We're doing really well on the votes at the moment. We cannot thank you enough for everyone that has voted. Kez, do you want to say anyone?
Please guys, we really do need your votes. It means so much to us. It really, really does. And with that amount of money, we can impact so many different lives, communities, children. It just means so much to us. Will you please, please, please vote for Up the Garden Bath?
You heard the Queen.
She is the
Kezzy.
Queen. She is the Queen, it must be said.
Yeah. So, a lot's been going on for you guys.
It hasn't really stopped since we formed as a company in February 2020. When we did our business plan, we had no idea what was coming, obviously. We didn't factor in a worldwide pandemic that would shut the entire universe down. So registered February, lockdown March, key markets, schools, community centres, care homes, all shut to us. So pretty much for that first year, even though we existed, we were just trying to find ways to move forward. So we flipped it and did more community projects, didn't we?
We did.
And that's how we met.
That's how we met.
we adapted.
Yeah.
We adapted.
Yeah.
You were forced to, really, weren't you?
We were, yeah.
You have to, really. You either get into it or get out of it, I guess. And here we are, 3 years later, installed over 50 of our unique upcycled bathtub planters around the city, and I think we've delivered our educational workshop to just over 10,000 people now.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. And I'm so proud of you guys.
I know.
Thank you.
You've been integral to our journey as well. We are family.
We
are definitely family. For our sins.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we met literally during lockdown.
Yeah.
We did.
Well, officially, I think. I think we'd seen each other, hadn't we,
had.
prior to that,
We had,
leading
yeah.
up to kind of that period of time.
Yeah.
We did. Yeah.
And then you guys you made a promise to us here at the centre that you would come and help out.
As much as we
and
could.
support us.
We did.
We had been here on and off under the old centre manager, Richard Ferris, legend.
Hi, Richard.
Legend.
Hi, Richard.
Currently walking around the UK, I believe. He's in Penzance, walking around the
I keep seeing
country.
his cabin pictures and I'm very jealous.
Oh, very jealous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd worked here a little bit. This amazing place was the very first location of the very, very first ever.
It's what we call our spiritual home.
It is
at
definitely.
Allama Iqbal.
Definitely
Sorry,
our
I get
spiritual
quite
home.
emotional, so.
Oh, bless you. But yeah, Richard spotted the project and ordered, or asked for, should I say, our very first ever bath planter, which we installed here in 2019.
Yes.
Yeah.
Christ. And then lockdown happened, and then we did make a promise we would continue our relationship with this amazing place. Not so much the place, it's the people. Yeah?
It is,
It's
it
the
is the
people.
people. We are a little family. And
Yeah.
obviously I saw the amazing work that you guys did. And I just kind of wanted to keep and continue supporting, you know, that work that you do in the community. Because, you know, with you guys, you're so different. What's happening with our video? Oh, we've got one ended.
Kez is gone, so we'll get
That's
rid of that.
okay. Yeah, you guys, you know, you see, there's so many people in the communities around here that help out and do a lot of good work in the area. But to be honest, you guys, there's just something different that you bring when you come to this place. Because I feel like it's not just your expertise and you know what you bring to the centre, it's your personalities, it's your heart, it's your soul. Like I said earlier, you guys are family. You know, we went through COVID together.
Yeah.
We did.
We didn't stop.
We
No.
didn't stop. We didn't stop.
You know, the centre was closed,
It
so
was.
we weren't allowing people to come into the centre other than, you know, NHS appointments. But we kept it going
Well,
outdoors.
I think in that lockdown we did an outdoor activity within the guidelines.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
made the Perry Ferry
Perry and Ferry
Garden.
garden.
We had to
We did.
research what the Islamic version of a ferry was, which is
Yeah.
called a Perry. So every
Yeah.
day's a learning
So
day.
we had that for the children,
Yeah.
and they absolutely loved it, didn't they?
Yeah,
They had
yeah.
a great time.
And let's
did.
not forget that summer we also did drop and pop in.
We
Oh.
did.
The famous drop and pop in. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it is on YouTube. Our version set to the Jacksons' Rockin' Robin song. So yeah, that seed bomb. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say bomb. Seed ball
Seed ball, yes.
activity of that summer was certainly enlightening.
It was,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we realised that the children loved water play outside,
yeah.
which was a
definitely.
fabulous addition to the gardening club regular.
And we had
thing.
the Mad Hatters Tea Party.
We did.
did.
We did.
Oh.
Didn't
In
we,
regulations
darling?
as well.
Yeah, that was during regulations.
We dressed up,
Yeah.
darling, didn't we? Do you
Yeah,
remember?
you made me dress up. I do remember
I
that.
was a
yeah.
white bunny.
I was
a
the
white
first
bunny.
Mad Hatter with a hijab.
Yes,
Yes.
you was.
And I was, you were the
I was the white hair.
white hair. I do remember.
Yeah, and we
that.
had, you know, Community First came and got involved with that,
Yeah.
and the Reverend from St Mark's Church was
Adrian,
here,
Adrian, yeah.
who has sadly moved on, but we miss him.
Lovely Adrian.
Not moved on, as in
No,
moved on.
he's
as in
definitely still here.
moved
on
on.
Not in
pastures.
Peterborough.
Moved on to different pastures.
Yeah, so we've had lots of good times, lots of highs, but I want to mention the times when things have been a bit tough, because we've had those times too, right, where
Yeah.
we've kind of
Yeah.
had to really support each other and hold each other up
Absolutely.
at times. Not just us three with our own, you know, personal issues as well, but
Yep.
people that have been volunteers here,
Yeah.
you know, some of your staff that have
Yeah.
been here as well,
Yeah.
because we did create that little family.
We did.
Don't even know who that is. Sorry, I'm on a live video at the moment, everyone, so I can't
Assalamu
answer your
alaikum,
phone
you okay?
call. We
That's
are.
walking past is Serena Qureshi from Cafe U, by the way. So shout out to Cafe U while we're here, because we like to support other people in the community. She doesn't know we're doing this, but it's a nice little hello to
Shout
her.
out.
We'll tag her at the end.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
tag
tag
you
you.
at the
We'll
end.
tag you at the end. Yeah, we are family. During COVID, we all came together. We were shopping, kept looking out for our neighbours, and I honestly thought it was a chance to create a real better world. It was.
At the
We-
time it was,
yeah,
right? We were doing so
yeah.
much.
At
It
the
felt
time it
so
was.
Yeah.
positive
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so much, you
Yeah.
know, we were affecting so many people's lives.
Yeah.
It really did make a difference.
Slowly drifted away
Yeah.
as we return to normality, which is a shame. There are still communities, especially in Peterborough, that need people to volunteer and get involved. Community spirit has been eradicated over the last 20 years, yeah? There's a campaign in the media to alienate people from each other, yeah? Different
Yes,
religions,
yeah.
different races, different demographics.
Anything actually,
anyone,
anything
yeah,
where you
anyone.
can create that.
I mean,
Anything to
you know,
create
a
division.
A division.
In
yeah.
lockdown, you were encouraged to grass on your neighbours. Yeah,
Yes.
that's really encouraging community spirit, isn't
Absolutely.
it? We did a community project in Alton Golday.
We did.
Yeah, put some baths into an area renowned for fly tipping, worked with the community, and we discovered there were people that lived next door to each other for a decade.
Wow.
Didn't even know each other's names.
Nope.
By the end of the project, sharing burgers on the barbecue and swapping
Wow.
phone numbers. And
Wow.
yeah, it just
And
illusions.
children learning to ride their own bikes, because
Yeah.
they wouldn't have done it in the
Yeah.
area because it was fly tips.
Yeah.
Wow.
But don't be
No.
scared of your neighbour. Not everyone's a murderer. If we all come together, put it this way, they're the 1%, aren't they? Now that means there's 99% of us. Now we might not have as much wealth as them,
Yeah,
but we've got the numbers.
We do.
definitely.
Yeah,
do,
we have
Definitely.
got
And
the
we've got
numbers.
that heart and soul.
And
We've got the
we've got the heart.
passion.
The passion,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The
and that
dedication,
will,
the
that,
motivation.
yes, yeah, and that want to be able to make a difference in.
But it
where
has
we
been
live.
hard. There has been some hard times.
We've had some
Yeah.
real hard times.
Yeah.
And I want to touch on this because I know you guys, this wasn't in the plan.
I'm now a little bit worried what's about to be thrown at me.
Oh,
So
please.
But I want to mention something that has been, let's say that it's been kept under a blanket for a long time. Not intentionally, because I know you guys have this amazing will and strength within you, and you never want to be seen for how can I put it, you don't want the sob story like we get on X Factor sometimes, you know.
No, we don't.
No.
And you're so positive, and every day, by the way, I see this guy, and you as well, but this guy, right, he comes to the centre, and if I ever ask how are you, I get the same reply every time, and it's, you know, things are okay or things are not so good, but do you know what, I'm here, I'm continuing to keep going, and I'm doing everything that I've promised that I'm going to do, and I'm going to fulfill that. And this is the kind of guy that Dave is. So I want to kind of reiterate today. He's going to cry.
I'm not. I had a bug in my eye.
Was it a bug?
It was a bug.
Again,
a little fly,
another bug,
man.
maybe.
I don't know how it happened.
But I want to say, this guy has been through so much. When I met Dave, and I know Kez is going to help me talk about this, I'm hoping.
If I can.
When I met Dave, he was going through significant health issues. And those health issues have done their best to try and pull this guy down from his pedestal, as I see it, because he is an amazing guy. He never stops. His heart is pure gold. I'm convinced of that. You know, the support that we have here at the centre is amazing, but also going forward from that, you know, myself, my children. So coming from a personal place, you know, Dave has rocked up at my house with certain things, you know, to help me out and plants sometimes. But
Don't tell Kez that.
He goes the extra mile, is what I'm trying to say, you know, for not just me personally, my children, but also my extended family and my extended children here at the centre. Dave has always been here, and Kez as well. They're just amazing. But do you want to talk a little bit about the challenges that Dave has been through in the last few years?
It's going to be quite hard for me to do that.
Well, I'll give a quick synopsis. The reason behind Up the Garden Bath, because we don't really tell a lot of people. It's not on our website, it's not on our Facebook page, but the reason we started Up the Garden Bath is I was struggling to get back into employment after a period of ill health. I've got, well, in my view, a decent CV. It's not great, but it's decent. But you have to declare health issues. They shouldn't discriminate, but we know they do. When I was recruiting staff, I did, so I do understand it. We piloted the scheme for 8 months in 2019. Bang in the middle of that, I suffered a TIA, which is a minor stroke. 10 days in Addenbrooke's, which was not fun for any of us, was it? And after some various tests, they discovered that I'm a poorly boy. So it's been a challenge. My health is getting worse, and it is going to get worse, but thank you for what you said. It doesn't stop me. My view, and I am supported by my family, my wife, my daughter, who's not here, but she is, my mum, obviously. I am supported by a lot of people who look after me. You all know I work too hard, because you all tell me I work too hard on a constant basis.
He doesn't know when to stop. He really doesn't.
We do have to tell him to sit down.
I'm scared to stop. I'm scared to stop in case I can't start again.
That makes so much sense.
If you rest, you rust. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
My granddad used to say that, and I don't want to be in the position, and I am scared to stop. But I'm also very driven to get Up the Garden Bath to a position where it can impact on so many people in a positive way.
And we have guys. Yeah.
Proof's in the pudding,
We
the
have.
numbers,
And it's been the most amazing thing that we have ever done. It really has.
But I know that, yes, with my health issues, you haven't got them health issues, but you live with them health issues. You have to support me.
That's right.
Yeah. And behind every great man is
an
an
amazing woman.
is an amazing woman. And that's an amazing woman. But I know that you've also struggled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Originally, Up the Garden Bath was just to make planters. It has evolved a great deal since then.
Yeah.
Kez has a history in education. We saw there was the opportunity to take our planters into schools and impact on kids, and a lot of kids don't know where their food comes from. But you supporting me and me knowing that you're there for me gives me the foundation that I need. And now I am crying. It's not a bug this time. The foundation, you know, to just carry on.
That's right.
Yeah, and there are days where I am struggling, but we get into a school and we get surrounded by 30 kids all making bee noises.
And that's where I see the biggest impact that you guys do, especially here, because it's not just about garden club, you know, where you turn up and some of the community members come and help and do the weeding and the planting, and you know that's socializing as well, and you know, coming out from isolation, which a lot of, you know, our elder community members struggle with, and having that kind of social time. But it's the kids, like the kids have bonded with you guys like so much so so much so that we have to evolve gardening club to kind of extracurricular kiddie activities after school, right? Because we're just flooded with children from Beecher School and further afield as well. So Thomas Deacon Academy, we have children coming from there. Queen Catherine Academy come over as well.
Well, we have one schoolboy. He doesn't get home till 4. Now we're only at gardening club till 5. He gets here, goes home, gets changed, gets here for the last hour, and helps us in that last hour.
Our lovely little Dom.
I love them.
And we've had such a big impact, you know, on some of these children with personal stories as well, right? So I remember this particular child has always been a part of the Iqbal Centre since I've been here, and previously as well with the previous centre manager. But he has buried pets here. He has planted trees here that he's been gifted, and he's over time just grown with us, right? We've seen him go from this young, you know, primary school child to now in secondary school, and you know, growing as they do and turning into a wonderful lad.
He is. He's a wonderful lad.
He's going to be a really good adult as well.
Really
yes, and
so
it makes
caring.
me so proud, because the children around here, there's just something about them. They're just amazing kids, right? And their hearts are in the right place.
Like I said, even on a day when we're not feeling great, when we hear Dave cares, how can that not raise your spirits?
Just one child saying that,
Do you know
right?
what I
And
mean?
come in and rush and giving you a hug, and it truly does make a huge impact on these kids' lives. And we say this, like we do funding applications all the time, so we're constantly, you know, trying to put the message across to people what effect it has, this money that comes to the community, and I think it's really hard to show it, to quantify it sometimes, because it's an emotional thing. We're invested in these children, you know, people are invested in this place. And that investment is really hard to put across in a physical application.
You can show progress, like, oh, we planted these plants, but how do you show emotional development?
Absolutely.
Because it's the unseen, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're right. Some of these kids that are near this centre, to them, this is like a second home.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'd agree with you.
Rain or shine, they come, they get involved. Your youth club has been amazingly successful since you've launched it. The centre is growing all the time. More and more people are coming and getting involved, which is what we want. It's a community centre. This isn't our garden, is it? It's their garden.
Absolutely.
And
we're
here to help.
Yes.
But it's theirs.
And we've grown, you know, through COVID, we planted so many varieties of vegetable and fruit trees, herbs, medicinal herbs, herbs for cooking, and we want people to come and use what we have in the garden.
You do. This is your garden, and it's beautiful.
And you can make it. You can help us. Oh no, hang on. Let's change that. We can help you make this a beautiful, beautiful place.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful pocket park out there. But one thing about gardens is they need weeding, they need maintenance, they need help, and it's your garden. It's your garden.
Let's be honest with this. It's a lot of work. We've just had a little walk around here actually, and you know, people see the front of the garden, and it maintains itself to a degree, and there's some beautiful flowering plants in there, and over sort of spring and summer, it's just stunning. But there's a lot of area in this centre that goes unmaintained, unused, so that it doesn't get maintained as well. We would like to, with the help of these guys, with huge help from these guys, is to create some spaces for people to come and relax and spend time and use this space for what it's for, because it's a bit of green space in, you know, a built-up area of the city. and you can hear now. It's just so calm.
Yeah.
You can hear some school children in
It's
the background
relaxing.
having fun. There's butterflies flying around, usually caterpillars. We find lots of them.
We do.
So yeah, it's a little sanctuary.
It is.
And it's been a sanctuary for us, let alone
It
anyone
has.
else, right?
Yeah.
This has been
It's our spiritual home.
It's a
a
place
safe
we can
space.
come together and just be as one.
This is the place where we were in COVID,
yeah.
and it just has such a special place in our heart.
Aww.
Bless her. She is emotional, isn't she?
And we're emotional because it's meant a lot to us all.
And we want to
We've-
see it keep growing.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it can only keep growing by people keep coming and getting involved. And
Yeah.
you don't have to do a lot. It can only just be an hour here and there. Just help us weed, or I don't know, pick some leaves up, or do a bit of painting, whatever.
And it really makes a difference. Even just, I came out a few weeks ago, didn't I, for 10 minutes to just do a little bit of weeding for 10 minutes. That's all I had.
Yeah.
And the difference that it makes, just that little bit of time invested.
Yeah.
And it's so good for mental health as well.
Well,
Just
yeah.
to get fresh air, be outside.
Absolutely.
Well, there's a chemical in the soil. As soon as you disturb it, it's sort of like an antidepressant. It will lift your mood.
Endorphin.
And it's grounding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Being in the earth,
It is
it's very
grounding.
grounding, just brings you back to centre. And
Being
yeah,
connected to Mother Earth, there's nothing better than that in the world.
absolutely.
And ongoing, we just want it to continue growing.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
So just to kind of put it out there, these guys come here for free.
Yeah.
We don't pay you
No.
to come here and to do this. It is funded from external sources. There is no council funding, which people think that this centre gets. We do not get any funding from the council. It is fully funded by outside sources.
And so is your centre
Mhm.
isn't financed by the council.
No.
Yeah. So
No,
you
it's
have
not.
to generate your income.
Yes.
And that can be renting out rooms,
Mhm.
spaces, events, meetings, whatever there is.
Yeah.
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 And that must be hard for you.
It's extremely hard. It's extremely hard, and we rely on what we can bring in, as in room hire, which slowed down obviously since COVID and didn't really pick back up again. And I think a lot of people are finding that difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, we rely on outside sources, and having a huge amount of children. I think we have 45 to 50 children on our books now. Before I came here, there was no kind of youth program set up, so that was kind of like my passion, to bring the kids in, because they're our future.
Yeah. Well,
They are.
That's why we do what we do,
That's
because
why we do
if
what
we
we
can
do.
get them young, change their
Absolutely.
mentality young.
Yeah.
Yes, the world might wear them down in various different ways mentally, but we're hoping we can establish in children at a very young age this philosophy, of caring and helping and collaboration. Because do you know what? The real world will teach them the opposite of that.
Yeah.
They'll be taught, look out for number one and
Yeah.
all that. And that's not the way we want
And
it
so
as
it's
well.
but so tempting to do, right, in this
Of
current
course,
climate.
it's
Everybody's kind of
yeah.
like on that kind of
And when
we
you
need to
see
look
everyone
after
else doing
ourselves.
it-
In today's society, this is all you see.
Yeah.
Greed.
Yeah, well, yeah,
It is.
It
It
is.
is just greed.
it is.
Yeah. But to
But
look
survival
after
as
each
well.
other.
Survival.
Sometimes it's survival as
Yeah,
well.
survival
We're
as
all
well.
in hard situations at times, financially as well,
Can
and mental health.
But educating future generations, this is what it's all about.
And
Yeah.
we can make massive impacts
And we
big
can.
changes.
We do. You
We
do.
can.
You do. We see that.
Do
Yeah.
you?
Oh, of course.
Oh,
We do.
it's nice to.
It's your
nice
turn to
hear.
cry now, isn't it? It's a
I'm
bomb.
not crying.
No, we see that.
We do see
yeah,
that.
we see the same kids that shout Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shout Michelle. Do you know what I
They
mean?
love you as well, just as
Yeah,
much.
and the
always.
half-term club that you put on here, where you educate, feed,
Yes.
so many children that need that, because
Mm.
parenting's not cheap nowadays. We all know that.
Yeah.
That's why we do free activities in Queensgate most half terms, because we want to give something back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
to people
always
that
do.
can't necessarily afford it.
We
No,
love
definitely.
giving
Yeah.
back.
But what you've done in this centre and the way you've developed it and moved it forward,
Thank you. That's
Kudos
so
to
nice
you.
to hear.
Well-
Honestly.
To you, MBB.
no, well, it's the truth.
It is the
End
truth.
of the day,
we do serve a lot of kids.
And just like us,
Definitely.
you have your dark days
Yeah.
where you sit there going, "Is this all worth it?"
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
then it can be the smallest thing, just galvanises
changes.
you,
Yeah.
reinforces you, and just reassures you that whatever you're doing is the right path.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've got to stay on that path, haven't we?
And thank you for joining us for our half programs, because
We love it.
we do we'll be coming up to the new summer club.
We will
soon, and I'm hoping for a 3rd year running you might come and
we are going to do the Olympics,
do the little mini Olympics.
gardening Olympics.
We do gardening Olympics. This is going to be our 2nd year.
Wheelbarrow
I
races.
think it's 3rd this
Yeah,
year.
it is our
It is
third
our
year.
3rd year.
Yeah, it will be 3rd.
Last year
Time
we
flies.
had an amazing day lined up,
We did.
and it rained like anything, so we had to do it within the centre itself.
But it was so cool. You might have seen some of our videos that
Tug
we
of
shared.
war
Yes.
in the centre. Was
yeah,
a fun day.
it was good. We had
It
all
was.
the doors open both ends, right? And a bit of cheating, might I say, just going on from up the garden path.
I might have joined in,
Last minute ditch and
but you said it was the Up the Garden Bath team, and you know what? I'm pretty much part of that team.
Well, you know, we'll see this year.
We will see.
Yes.
So
But
what are
no,
your plans for the centre?
children are a big part for me.
Yeah.
Children and youth, and we've got our regular youth club that we try to keep going from external funding.
Is that on a Tuesday?
It's on a Tuesday evening, yes, at 5 o'clock, and it caters for children from year 1 through to, we say sort of 16, but we know that some of our children are now turning 17 in the next year, so we'll just keep going. But yeah, lots of youth programs. The Half Club, which is a 4-week summer club, which is just amazing. We feed
Can
the
they
children
apply
hot
for that
meals.
now?
They can come and get information about it now. So registration starts in June. But yeah, 4 weeks every day, bar Fridays. It's full on, but it's absolutely the highlight of my year. I'm sure it's the highlight of the rest of the volunteers' year as well.
When we helped you out that first year, we took the kids on day trips to Ferry Meadows,
Yeah.
then Rail World,
Yes.
We did Museum, Peterborough Museum.
trampoline place in
Yeah.
Alton.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I didn't go to that one.
I know
thank
you
goodness.
didn't. You left that one for
That
us.
one for us.
I was like, risk assessment done. I'm not getting involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
That one
Yeah,
for us.
thanks for that.
Yeah.
Oh, we did have an amazing time though.
And last year you took them on quite a few trips.
I'm trying to think where we went. We went to Glow Golf,
You did.
which was an experience.
I can imagine.
Yeah, that was difficult. We had a picnic outside the cathedral
Yes.
last year as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, mini Olympics again.
Oh, we took them to the
Oh,
museum
No, museum and the cathedral.
and the cathedral.
Because we had our
Yes.
picnic
First time a lot of
outside.
them kids had actually
Yeah.
gone in that. First time I'd gone in that building, if I'm honest.
The first time I went into
Beautiful.
the cathedral.
Is it?
Yeah.
There we are. That's for everyone.
So, yeah, we're hoping to do some more trips. We'll do 4 new trips this summer. Children have been asking about swimming. Yeah, and also maybe a beach trip. So
Well, I think we had a little bit of swimming that first year, but we won't go into why that was.
Yeah.
No, we won't.
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
If you know, you
Yes.
know.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. So lots of children and youth programs. But again, we, as a centre, that it's just me. So we rely on volunteers. We rely on people helping out. We've been very fortunate with our youth club that we have dedicated people that have, volunteered their time and efforts freely every week. So thank you to you guys. You know who you are. But yeah, we're constantly looking for volunteers to come and help out on numerous different projects.
Across the board, even here at the centre.
Yeah.
We're here one day a week, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is great for you. It's
Mhm.
great for us. We love that. But there are things that need doing throughout the week.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know you've got a wonderful caretaker, bless him.
Yes.
But volunteers and helping out in your community,
Yeah.
it makes you feel so good about yourself.
Mm.
It's almost like a drug to me anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to just helping people.
Yeah.
And it makes
We
me
are.
feel so good.
Well, we find out that
That's
people
who we
with
are
these
as
hearts,
people.
they find each other, right? And we
Yeah.
end up kind of like forming this little family,
That's right.
this little group, because we all have that kind of within
It's who
us.
we are as people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what we want to do.
I mean, I was brought up on a council estate, and back in that time, you could leave your front doors open, go in and out of each other's houses, have the children outside, go and get some sugar whenever you needed it. You know, it was
community.
very
as we
much
know it back
community
then.
minded.
We're showing our ages now, by the way.
I know we are, but
I'm only
you know.
21.
But yeah, it is all about community, guys. It really,
and we need to
really
get
is.
that back. We need to be, I mean, and we see it, don't we? We see examples of it, but it's just not enough.
No.
You know, we would love people here on Cromwell Road, Gladston Street, to be able to just pop over, even just pop over and say hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have a chat.
Yeah. You don't have to
Don't
get
have to
involved.
get your hands dirty.
Sit, watch, or give us tips. Share your knowledge if you've got
Yes.
knowledge about. I mean, there was a gentleman the other week, a Somalian gentleman, walked by, and I think one of our volunteers was weeding, and this gentleman told him about salt. Putting salt down on the weeds, because then the weeds won't come back.
Yeah, and it's a natural way rather than using weed killer and
Glyphosate,
things.
all
Yeah,
that horrible stuff that you can get.
Definitely not glyphosate.
And I didn't know that. So it's sharing knowledge, isn't it?
It is.
And then last week, the lady...
Knowledge is power.
She helped us
Yes.
plant some mixed radishes.
She loved her mixed radishes.
Yeah, she
didn't
hadn't seen any other radish apart from a red one.
Yeah.
So we then bought her some spare plants, so we gave her some mixed radishes.
Or if you're in the community and you do lots of cooking, which I'm sure you do, you know, come over and tell us what herbs you'd like us to plant, so that we can help you, because, you know, things are expensive.
Yeah.
Going out to buy coriander is expensive.
We have a massive herb section that is a little bit overgrown, but the idea of that herb section is you come, take a cutting. Herbs are one of the easiest plants to propagate, yeah? You could literally grow a whole rosemary plant from just something that small.
On your windowsill, you don't even need outside
Nope.
space, right?
It can be indoor herbs, they'll thrive on a windowsill. Use it in your cooking, spice it up. We've got coriander, we've got chives, we've got so much.
We've got curry plants, which are amazing when
Yeah.
you
You
smell
don't
them.
use
Oh.
enough plants. There's only a certain percentage of herbs that get used, isn't there?
Yeah. And learning about growing your own food, we all are struggling with the cost of living, and the increase in the cost of living. Before the pandemic, we didn't know the pandemic was going to happen. And do you remember there was a run on toilet rolls?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That saga. What was not reported was there was also a run on plants in garden centres. So your tomato plants, your cucumbers,
Yeah.
because no one knew if in 6 months' time that food supply was going to drive up. Yeah, so people growing their own, and you had people that had never planted a plant in their lives.
Yes.
Yeah, going, I better plan ahead.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So that is a life skill that we all should have. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, you can cut a tomato in half and plant it and grow yourself a tomato plant.
Yeah.
You
So
can do it
technically, why are we buying tomato plants from...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of food that you can do that with as well, isn't there?
Well, even a
You can
lettuce.
use the actual
Yeah,
remains
cut
of-
the end of the lettuce.
That's right.
Yeah, put it in water. It gets its root system, starts reflowering. It will regrow itself.
This is making me think that we could maybe
You've
do
done
like
a
a little
video on
workshop
that.
one day
Yeah.
on this, and maybe just see
And
if the
that's
community will get
carrots,
involved.
parsnips, celery, anything root based
Yeah.
will regrow
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the root, even if you cut it in half. Lettuces, the lot.
Yeah.
Regrow your own food.
We've just got our caretaker walking down the path right
We
now.
have got our
Uncle Shabir
caretaker.
has just arrived. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
So Uncle Shabir comes and helps out at Garden Club every Wednesday afternoon. We're doing a little video.
We
Uncle.
are currently
Come and say
live.
hello.
Come and say
Come and
hello.
say
Come
hello.
on, come.
You've done my bit. I was thinking of come and do it.
Oh, I left that bit for you, sir. Don't worry about that. I ain't done
Come and say
that.
hello.
Come and wave to the general
Oh,
public.
hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
This is our
Garden Club.
caretaker. He has green fingers.
I know you should wash them, but
No, Uncle has planted some different vegetables here, haven't you? And
onions,
some coriander.
garlics.
I've done. I put some garlic and what do you call them? Leeks.
Yes.
Leeks.
Yeah.
Coriander.
Yeah. Some onions. I've seen you put them in.
Yeah.
So Uncle has planted lots of different things. He's found out he's got very green fingers, which we're very grateful to. Because
I'd rather they be green than black. Put it that way,
way.
because that kills everything.
Exactly. But yeah, so we've been planting lots of different things. We've used some of the foods that we've harvested, some of the veggies and the fruits that we've harvested in our holiday club as well. So we've served it to the children, so they've seen it go from planting stages all the way through the processes, so even just watering it, you know, making sure that we're nurturing it and looking after these, and then they finally get to see that on their plate, which is
Field to fork, I think it's called.
field to fork.
That's the one.
There's a something to plate as well. Plant to plate, maybe. I don't know. But just to see that process, because some of the children, I remember when we were speaking to them, they thought that they just got their food from Asda.
Oh,
Right?
that young lady that didn't know
Yeah.
apples grew on trees.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was a possibility when I first started up the garden bath. But do you know what? There are so many children. Well, not even just children. We worked with 26 ex-homeless on Lincoln Road, all adults, transitioning from, I hate the word transitioning, from being homeless to supported living.
Yep.
Most of them came out and got involved with the planting and the growing, and they were so keen to learn where their food was coming from. So I can't even say it's just kids.
Yep.
Yeah, it's across the board.
But it was shocking, that one child, wasn't it, about the apples? Do
Oh,
you remember?
Yeah.
They only thought they came from a supermarket in the cellophane, because all they've ever seen is the apples in cellophane coming from a
Never been
supermarket.
taught.
Didn't know how it actually grows.
But it did highlight how many people haven't got a Scooby-Doo clue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's driven us on even more to educate.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we use something called the Three Sisters planting method, where we plant certain stuff next to each other.
We did that in COVID, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that worked really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all about just, I don't know, coming
So
together.
what happens with the Three Sisters, just to go into
Okay, like you will plant your runner beans next to your corn, because then the runner beans will use the corn stalks as their natural trellis.
Yeah.
Carrot next to tomato, because there's a carrot fly that helps the tomato grow. Yeah, and
It's amazing, isn't
I
it?
can literally do this all
You
day.
could talk for hours, couldn't you, on this?
Yes, certainly could.
And this is what he does best. He's such an amazing educator naturally, and the children are just in awe when they sit around the table. When you do some work for us in half, and you came and talked about the sugar content in certain drinks.
Oh, yeah, we
the
did.
traffic lights on the food.
Yeah, the
Every
children were just-
every kid knows what a traffic light is, but the traffic light is on the system is on food packaging, and no one ever looks at it.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre, because eating healthy, if you eat healthy, then you feel healthy,
Yeah.
and you can do more. And we have an obesity issue in this country.
Yeah, so especially tackling the children at such a young age is really important.
Yeah.
Especially when, in our community sometimes the children are taking these messages home to their parents and even grandparents. It's not kind of filtered down the other way, which we sometimes think it might be. So the children are our teachers, and we see that with our children a lot.
Definitely.
Because they retain so much information, they're like little sponges.
They are little sponges.
They're empty vessels.
They are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
up until
It's about
12.
nurturing them, isn't it?
I think it's when they make that jump from primary to secondary.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go from being the top dog in that last year at primary school to being the bottom rung again.
Yeah.
With all these bigger, taller, stronger people, and
We see it here as well with our children, because we've got that really broad age range, from sort of 6 years old all the way up to 16, 17. And people say to me, like, how does it work having that such a big age gap between the kids? But it just does, because we are like a little family.
Yeah.
And the older ones really do nurture and look after the younger ones.
Definitely.
And it just works.
Definitely.
I don't know how it works.
It
and
works.
And
But
I
it
don't
does.
believe it happens in a lot of other places. I think they keep children separate sometimes. But here, they're just like a family. So the older ones are now teaching the younger ones what they learned, a few years ago.
Yeah, it's
That's what
fantastic.
you want.
And it's amazing to see. You hear them, you hear the children actually spouting
Yeah.
the same lines that we've used.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, we've successfully indoctrinated
Yeah.
their brains.
That's right.
Mission accomplished.
Indoctrinated them in the right ways.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I heard a young girl the other week. She was teaching her brother, and it was literally word for word what I had taught her.
You're
And I was
so
like,
proud.
but that's how it should be, the
Yeah.
passing on of knowledge, the
Yeah,
sharing
yeah.
of knowledge.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we can't go through life thinking we know everything, because that's, I don't know, it's a bit arrogant, I feel.
And even just hearing them use new language and new words
Yeah.
that we're constantly trying to, put into them as well. It's brilliant. Here comes Rachel. Come and say
No.
hello.
Rachel, we are
She said
live.
no.
She said no.
Say hi.
We're live,
Rachel doesn't want to say hi.
Rachel, actually, we could do with you because you had a bath.
Oh,
we
we put one of our baths
your
into your
school, right?
preschool, didn't
We were
we?
one of the very first baths.
come and. Well, we were the first actually.
Who have you dragged off?
It's all right.
Family.
There's no one watching on that one.
Don't tell me how many
And
people are on the other one.
Oh, alaikum salam. Wow, what lovely weather. Hi, Hassoni. It's good to see you.
on that one, not a lot. So You're not performing for the Queen or anything.
Oh, I'm pleased
she's
to
gone.
hear it. Very
Yeah.
pleased to hear it.
But we put one of our very first upcycle
You
bathtub
did?
planners, and I think your preschool was the first location we actually delivered our educational workshop.
I
We
do
were.
believe it was.
So we were quite raw back then.
But yeah, but you were very good even back then. It was brilliant session, Dave and Kez. It was. You know they loved it.
I hope
They
so.
absolutely loved it. They still talk about it.
Oh,
The children were still in awe. We just literally went round
Yeah.
the side and they were like looking at Dave through the.
Oh yeah, they know our Dave. But no, it was really good. You only have to look at the photos from that session to see how engaged the children were, and they've taken their parents over there and showing them the plants and stuff. So no, it was really good.
And I know from a preschool point of view, you are so keen to get them kids involved in outdoor activities. Yeah, support their curriculum through learning.
They have a
through
very
play.
limited access to outdoors, really poor access to outdoors. You know, a lot of the families around here don't even have a garden to access. So being outside, having your hands in the soil, getting the whole curriculum done through a plant, which it does, you know, how many petals, how many leaves, how does it grow,
Yeah.
you know, all the language, all the social skills.
But
all
also putting that aside, Rach, you're a gardener yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So doesn't that make a massive difference when you bring your, you know, knowledge and
Your
experience
passion
and
as well.
passion to
it's
the
really,
children?
it's important. I mean, we're doing sunflowers today.
Wow.
And then we've got peas to plant as well. But it's important for children to have that opportunity.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah, learning to, like I said, learning to grow your own food is definitely a life skill we all should retain. You never know.
It's very important, especially at the moment. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
save yourself a small fortune.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing to be able to do.
And we're very grateful that you've allowed us to work with your preschool children because we've found it so beneficial. Yeah.
I mean, we did talk, didn't we, about the planning when you were first doing it, but it's always been really good. Your risk assessments are brilliant. Your ideas are brilliant. Both of you are really good with the kids.
Bless your heart.
There's a really good level of interaction. I mean, we don't see our children when you two are in.
Same with us, yeah.
We're off with Dave and Kez. We're going to do something else. It's great. It's great. You've got them all. So, and you said last time, didn't you? You only normally do this with a group of 6. You had about 27 round the table all trying to plant marigolds.
We did a replant a couple of weeks ago because when we do an installation, it's not just there's your bath, bye. We do like to keep
Oh yeah, you come back.
contact
Yeah.
and keep looking at it, and when it gets to the stage that it needs a replant, we do the replant.
You do.
And usually when we do an install, we have 4 individuals. That week it was me.
A very flustered Dave
A very
running past
flustered
my
Dave
office.
and 27 children.
Very
But
enthusiastic children.
very. But it went real so well, and they were so engaged.
And they all went home with their marigolds, really happy. And it was lovely to see. But yeah, we didn't see them. And that was you on your own. Bless you.
And they're so proud to just carry that outside, aren't they? You know, when they go home, you see
And
their
it's,
little
you know,
faces.
it's taking
and-
something home they can plant at home. It
Yeah.
encourages a bit more at home, brings a bit of green, you know.
And it demonstrates
to
to
an
the
area
parents that they're not just sitting in your preschool, just like drones.
Active learning.
They're hands-on
They're
and they're learning
engaged.
different subjects, and it's brilliant.
Very
By
engaged.
taking that marigold home, that then creates conversation around the dinner table.
What did you do at school today?
Absolutely,
There we
yeah.
are.
Yeah, and something just to, you know, just to bring a bit of sunshine home.
Take
Right,
care,
ladies?
ladies. Have a good week.
But
Really
do you
good.
think as well, like Dave being male as well, that's such a great thing?
We
to
don't
have
get.
because-
It's really hard to find men, especially in early years. They're a rare breed in early years, and it makes a big difference. It really does make a big difference. Having a man come in and doing some teaching with children is really important. A lot of our children, their dads are working, you know, 12, 14 hours a day. They quite often don't see their dad. They don't have that interaction. Dad's in, hi boys, and he's gone to sleep.
Yeah.
So to spend some quality time with the guy, and it makes a big difference. It really does.
And I guess you've also got some children that haven't got sort of like a father
haven't got a
figure,
father
male
figure, no.
role model
Yeah.
in their life.
Or
so
they've got very negative male role models in
Possibly.
their lives, which has happened. But it makes a big difference knowing there's a lot of positivity out there as well.
Oh, thank you.
And people make a difference, which you two do.
We
a
try
huge
to.
difference.
We tried
Yeah,
to.
You do.
Absolutely.
We tried to. Oh, I think Aragon are going to
know
come
how
here
much
to cut
that
your
means to us.
trees down.
No, they'll
No,
do the
it's
one at the
true.
back. They won't do the
They
one
won't
on
do
the
that.
road.
Anyway,
Again.
yeah, we got distracted.
Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome.
We love you
Ray.
What
loads.
have I just got involved in?
Lovely.
Just a little
live,
video.
Instagram live.
Gardening club's a bit quiet this week, so we thought we'd just, you know.
I can smell barbecue. Can anyone
I
else
can smell barbecue.
Yeah, I'd like to find the source of the barbecue.
It smells nice.
So I just want to say a huge thank you to you guys.
Thank you.
But I also would like the community to recognise this hard work that doesn't just come from, you know, somebody doing a job because they're paid to do a job. This comes from both of their hearts and souls. And actually, any volunteers that you've recruited, they've been the same characters, and it's been really lovely to see. And they've always gone the extra mile. But guys, I'm requesting that you please help up the garden bath, because you can talk about it better than me, but they have an amazing opportunity right now on this one as well. Amazing opportunity to secure some funding that will really change their organisation for the better, but it will enable them to be able to continue the work that they do, the fabulous work that they do in the communities, not just here at the centre, but all around Peterborough.
All the schools,
right.
yeah.
And they need your support. They need you to vote. It's a really simple process. There is a QR code. There's also links that they can click on as well on Facebook and Instagram as well. So if you haven't voted already, please do so. I know it's a pain, right? People don't want to do this sometimes, but it's just a little click on a QR code and you can absolutely change these guys' lives. And it will affect us here at the centre. It will affect all the other organisations that they work with, the schools, the care homes. The list is endless.
Well, it's free to vote. It takes less than 60 seconds. You do have to verify your vote either by an email address or a mobile phone, but hey, we've all got them. It's a national lottery competition, so it's also ITV, and we have our video is on Anglia News this Friday at 6 o'clock. But the video is already floating around the internet. You will see it. Please vote for us. We have a 60% chance of winning £70,000.
Wow, that brings it home.
Yeah.
Makes it real, right?
It's not a 1 in 100, it's 60%
It's a
chance.
60% chance, guys, and we really, I can't ask you enough and express the emotion. Please vote for Up the Garden Bath and help us change people's lives.
Yeah, the £70,000, it's not coming to us, it's not in our pockets, it's into the project. It's going to allow us to create employment opportunities. We worked with a wonderful young man last year, ex-armed forces, had lost his way a little bit. We helped him find his way, and he's a completely different person than the person we met last year. We want to give him a job opportunity to help him continue down that course. Another vehicle always comes in handy because
we can expand the workload by having a second vehicle.
Well, let's be honest, it's just you, right? When push comes to shove, you're
Cares
doing the
don't drive.
majority of the bulk of the driving, the bulk of the hard labour, everything.
So the £70,000, which is a lot of money to anyone, is going to go a very long way. We've already delivered our educational workshops to just over 10,000 people, and we've done that on a shoestring. We've done that with bits of pockets of funding
and
here
blood,
and there.
sweat and tears.
Blood,
Let's just add that, please, because he works like a trooper.
And we've even funded some of the projects ourselves.
We've self-funded projects that we have failed to get funding for. So that depletes, and like any business, we have ongoing running costs, such as our rent on our premises, our fuel for the van, tools, etc. So
let's just be honest as well, you actually got funding for the centre, for the current project that you're working
for the gardening
here.
club. Yes.
So this is again an example of the Garden Bath support for us for Gladston Connect at the Iqbal Centre.
Well, we'd worked here for the last 3 years, and when we plan the next year's work, we always try and leave a little gap for you and this place. We were successful in getting funding to run this 26-week gardening club. We have a weekly allowance where we can buy plants, etc., via the funding. But we're always looking for new projects. But there's only Kez and I. We are turning away business at the moment, which, from a business point of view, is probably not the greatest thing, but we will not commit to a project that we will not be able to deliver.
Absolutely. That's what I said about you guys. Your integrity is strong. You've never, ever let us down.
We're hoping to be doing Central Park. We got asked about it earlier this year. It's got delayed and delayed and delayed. We're still going to do it, but now we're in the middle of a public voting campaign. There's so much we can do in this city and so many opportunities, but more importantly, there's so many similar sort of CICs, charities, with a shared aim.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we're all
doing
working.
separate things.
We're all doing this, and it's like, well, just come
We all
together.
need to come together, guys. It's all about collaboration, and that's
Yeah.
what Up the
100%.
Garden Bath is about, collaboration.
Yeah.
And strength in numbers, like we said.
So if you're a charity or a CIC or an organisation in Peterborough and you think, you know, what would really help my staff or my volunteers to maybe get some fresh air, to come down, to come and support another organisation in the area, come down, bring your team here.
Yeah.
You know, we will look after you.
Team bonding day.
Team bonding.
Get some gardening, some litter picking.
Yeah.
Really help a community that you might not even know exists. Yeah, because people tend to do a lot in their own community, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for once, come down to a community you don't know anything about and impact on people that don't even know you.
Yeah.
And I will promise you, you'll walk away from this place with a smile bigger than a Cheshire cat.
Like
really
the
will.
cheesy.
I
You really
promise
will.
you.
100%.
And you'll
promise you
get
that.
addicted to it.
Yeah.
And you'll want to keep doing it.
It'll be
And
like-
then you'll want other people to do it.
Yeah.
And that's where
and
we
it'll
are.
feel good, but also on top of that, we can help promote your organisation.
Of
as
course.
Well. You know, we're
Of
not
course.
we're not shy of
Nope.
a bit of media,
Nope.
are we?
Oh.
As you can tell.
I have been known to be on telly once or twice.
So we don't mind. We can promote you. We can do some lives with you and things like this as well. So yeah, you know, let's support each other. Let's raise each other up.
Let's elevate
um,
each other, be as one, create
Yeah.
a community of like-minded people that want to support each other.
Yeah.
And it's not just words, because it's action. And we've proven it's action as well. Caretaker,
Yay!
give it a go! Sorry about the catchphrase, I do regret that, but we've got to stick with it now because everyone loves it.
But yeah, if there's one thing you can do today, just take a few seconds, 60 seconds out of your day just to vote for Up the Garden Bath. It really is going to be life-changing for you guys. And I will be there.
I know.
I will be there, as I have been, supporting you from day one.
And another massive thank you to the hundreds and hundreds of people that have contacted us to say they've already voted. Yeah, please keep voting, sharing, encouraging your friends, families, colleagues, dogs, cats, budgies, whatever. You have to be 13 and over to vote. Anyone under 13 needs permission from their guardian. But that technically means 6-year-olds can vote. As
It
long as
does,
they've got an
yeah.
email address.
Yeah, anyone.
So yeah, we need your support.
Not just in Peterborough either, can we
no,
just say?
no,
So
no.
if you've got family, I know a lot of people in the community here have got family outside of Peterborough, Birmingham, London, etc. You know, share it with all your family and friends.
I've got all my family in Luton voting for us. You've got your family in London. And
different WhatsApp groups. If
Yep.
you're, you know, members of mosque groups or sports groups, please do share it in there as well, and just let people know what an amazing job these guys are doing. They're up against some tough contenders.
Yes. Some really amazing organisations that
Yep.
do so much amazing work.
Yep.
But we're much younger, less dynamic.
And you're not a charity, just
no,
to confirm you
we
are
are
a
not
CIC.
a charity.
Yep.
We are a CIC.
Very
It means
small.
we have to be self-sustaining. We don't rely on donations or anything like that. We have to generate our own income. So we're not a charity. We have the same charitable aims and
do.
ethos as a
Yeah.
lot of organisations. We are supported by a network of local businesses who donate excess material to us that they would normally throw away anyway. But it's this boats. We need boats. I have thought about some really crazy ways of getting votes. I think they might be bordering on me getting arrested. So I won't be doing that.
He won't be doing that.
Publicity,
Yeah,
He
well,
won't be
All
doing that.
publicity is good publicity,
yes,
apparently.
so Warhol once said, but yeah,
Well
we'll
said,
see.
Uncle,
We'll see. Or I could say, if you don't vote for us, I will do this, and you will all vote for us because you don't want to see what I will do.
But if you're a part of Faizan and Medina Masjid, just round the corner from here, it's literally a stone's throw. I can reach it from here. If you know little groups in there as well, please get them to vote and support their local centre, because these guys are working from here every week at the moment, and we'd really love to see you. Pop down too, come and see us.
And if there's any sort of local day nurseries and stuff like that, if you want to bring your kids for a nice little couple of hours out
Yes.
to a very safe, secure location where they can immerse themselves in nature and get involved and get their hands in the soil, this is the place for you.
Absolutely. So you guys are all DBS checked.
All DBS,
checked.
Yeah.
all safeguarding
and same
procedures.
with us at the
Safeguarding
centre.
procedures,
Yeah,
everything.
first aid trained
Yep.
we are
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, we
everything.
So
pride ourselves on safeguarding
Absolutely.
and governance.
absolutely,
Yeah.
and it is. I have to say it's impeccable
Oh.
because I'm the same, and I don't like working with anything less than that. So yeah, bring your children down here. That would be
Great
amazing.
place for a local nursery or anything. Just a day out.
Yeah.
Come get involved.
Yeah, we
Come
do
sit
lots
in
of
the
lovely
park.
activities.
You do. You do a messy play.
It's paused for the moment,
Oh, it
but
is
we have been
paused.
doing messy play with the children because we love to encourage hands-on sensory play as we do in the garden as
And
well.
I'm guessing it's paused due to just lack of
Lack
volunteers.
of staff, lack of
Yeah.
staff and volunteers. Yeah.
How
But
many
we have
plates
all
can
the-
we spin?
Yeah, exactly. We
Yeah.
have all the equipment. So, as well, if you're interested in volunteering, working with children, youth club volunteers, gardening club volunteers,
sun's coming
we're in
out now.
desperate need. And look at the beautiful day today.
It's
perfect
glorious.
today.
Glorious
So come and
day.
join us. Like I said, just pop
Come
down just to
join
say
us.
hello if you're nervous.
Don't be shy.
Or you've never been here before and you're wondering what's beyond those lovely green gates. I promise you it's a lovely family friendly space and we will make you feel welcome.
We really will, guys.
Yeah.
Of course we
We
will.
really will.
Absolutely.
So remember.
So
Yeah,
remember,
so
yeah.
remember.
Give it
Give
a
it a
grab.